Another issue that's very important to all of us is public safety. And I've already been very involved on the ground in issues of public safety. I'm an active member of my own block watch. During the campaign, I've been attending a number of other block watch meetings here. We need to have more block watches in this district, and we need to have better communication. We already have good communication, but it can always be better, and that's a huge job coming out of the alderman's office, is the communication between neighbors and between police. And I've already been a part of that. I've already been going to my neighborhood association's public safety committee meetings. I led the effort to get the River West Neighborhood Association not to be split into 2 police districts, and it worked. We presented the Fire and Police Commission with a win-win where we understood their larger objectives, but we had some smaller, more detailed objectives. We didn't want to be split into 2, and they respected that, and it worked out. We found a win-win. This can't happen. Also, we have to pass $1 billion every year on the Common Council. There's a budget that we approved along with the mayor's office. And $220 million of that goes to the police department. And I'm very encouraged by some of the things that Chief Flynn is saying about community policing, about data-driven policing, and about more beat cops. And I'm going to encourage that with the next police budget. That's what's going to keep us safer in the short term. In the long term, we're all going to be safer if we have more jobs in the city, if we have a better educational system, and if we reform the criminal justice system, so that we have a social policy outside the prison system. There's an effort now called the Milwaukee County Community Justice Council, which I'm very encouraged by. I attended the first public meeting. It's where you get the city cops, the county prosecutors, the state prisons, and all the social service, mental health, job training, substance abuse coordinators, and bureaucracy. We're already spending an incredible amount of money on the criminal justice system, and it ought to be at least working some of the time. And so that people aren't coming into the system and coming out worse. The educational system is tremendously important. I'm not going to have a lot of formal authority over it, but I'm not going to pass the buck on this. I'm going to work very closely with our school board to do what we can, and also work very closely with the state legislature to be an ambassador in the state legislature to ask for a fair funding formula for our school system. Maybe we'll get a question about that and go into the details of it. The other things the city can do directly are fund after-school programs, fund summer jobs for teenagers, potentially turn schools into neighborhood centers where it's adults and parents and neighbors have a reason to go to the school other than to check up on their kids, so that the school becomes an integral part of the entire community. And we also need to issue the appropriate bond issues when the school system needs them. That's an authority the city has over the schools. Social justice is tremendously important. It was an honor for me that I was able to interview Mayor Frank Seiler before he died. It was an honor for me to be able to walk across the 16th Street Viaduct last summer with Alderman Bell Phillips to commemorate the housing victory she led along with Father Rafi 40 years ago in this city. It's tremendously important to me that we become more economically, more racially integrated. It's also tremendously important to me that educational, job, and housing opportunities in this city are not limited by race, age, sexual orientation, gender, etc. This is very important to me. It's a core value of this campaign. Another important part of social justice is thinking about the way we deal with food. I'm a leading proponent of the Emerging Food Policy Council. Maybe we'll get into the details a little bit later. It involves getting healthy, accessible, nutritional food into neighborhoods that really need them. It also involves urban agriculture. One thing that I'm very excited about is the new green economy that the city is already indicating it wants to head towards, but we need more green zoning. We need to encourage green development. We need to encourage our bustling industrial tracts, especially along the 30th Street industrial corridor. We need to encourage jobs, solar paneling, geothermal, better insulation, retrofitting these our old houses. If we don't build this up now, in a couple of years, we're going to be buying it from somebody else who did. This is the way to get green and to get jobs back in the city. We desperately need them. We also need better services for our tax dollars. I'm very responsive. I really care about the details. I've been presenting you with a larger vision for the city, which I think most of us share. But we need to also get our streets plowed. We need our garbage picked up. We need recycling picked up more often. And these are all key parts. Yes, we need to be efficient overall within bureaucracy, but we also need a responsive alderman's office to make sure you're getting what you need and understanding your needs. And for the last 8 months, I've been listening to you very closely. I understand what the needs are of the city and this district. I'm going to help bring that to you. I'm also, again, going to be an ambassador with the state to make sure we get our fair share of shared revenue back. We've been losing it, and we've been, in that vacuum, fees and taxes have gone up. The long-term solution to our property tax problem is economic development in neighborhoods that really need it, and more money from the state. This has been an incredible pleasure for me over the last several months, and I look forward to serving you in the next several years. I'm going to need your energy, your goodwill, and your complaints once I'm in office. Please vote for it.